General quarters. Security, condition 3.
GQ, security 3, sir.
Hello, hello, hello. So as the final piece of our body and armor mods series, and this is a spotlight on this is Talos Blessed Male Body Replacer 2K. There is a 4K version. Now this is about 131 megabytes. The 4K version gets you up around 385 megabytes. That seems extreme to me. However, I'm not putting it down. I'm just saying, to me, that seems extreme. So, this is ported by Bryson Plays, and credits go to Synth Overboss and a number of different people here for some different contributions to this overall, and I don't want to go into all that. Nonetheless, this is the Talos Blessed body. This is a male body replacer, so your guys will look cool. And it is also, it's an all-in-one package. It also has clothing and armor converted to this body, but only the vanilla clothing and armor, not the Dawn Guard and the Dragonborn stuff, so not the DLC outfits, okay? So when I cover this, I'm going to try to only cover the vanilla. If I accidentally include some stuff from the DLCs, I'm sorry, it's just a habit. So, but we're going to try to only include the vanilla armor and clothing, alright? Okay, so let's hop into the game and see what this looks like. Alright, so we're here in the cheat room, and we're on Mike again, and we've changed his body up to the Talos Blessed body. Now it comes with its own textures, as you can see, and it has its own muscles, a little less defined than the other body we were looking at previously. Let's hop in here and just see what our weight slider stuff looks like. Alright, so he's, you know, there's not as much variation, and you'll notice that this body isn't as bulky and meaty as the other body. Not quite the Arnold Schwarzenegger style body that we're used to seeing, but this looks good. It looks like a good fit body, not as muscly, but still very good, very fit. So nothing wrong with that. That looks fine. Now we're going to check him out in his clothes and see what we think of that. Okay, so let me get him turned appropriately so that we can try out some of the different clothing options for him and see what we think of that. Okay. All right. So now this is a vanilla armor. So, oh, well, okay, so we have a problem there with the gauntlets leaving his part of his arms invisible, and something there doesn't look right. You see how his wrist is compressed? That's weird looking. Let's take that off. That didn't fix his wrist, did it? Maybe that's the way his wrist always looked and I didn't notice it. Okay, so I guess that's the way his wrist looks. Okay, alright, so that's just the way he looks. So the gauntlets are messed up, so let's not even bother with those. Let's move on, as a matter of fact. Let's move on and check some other things out. Just because you found one error doesn't mean it's all bad. Now this is supposed to be refit to this body, okay? Actually, is this a DLC thing? Let's move on. Let's make sure we're looking at just vanilla stuff. Like the bandit armor here is fine. The barkeep's clothes should be fine, right? This and the chef's... Oh, there's a break down here at his knees. Do you see that? Below his knees? Okay, so... Okay, so I'm not sure. Yeah, see, there's a definite break in his legs there. I'm not sure this is complete per se. Now, it could be if you wear boots. Yeah, if you wear boots, it covers that up. So, I'm just not sure that I would really like this if I suddenly have missing body parts. The body looks fine, though. Oops, sorry. If we look at the apron, that looks fine. Matter of fact, did we get his shoes? Let's get his shoes this time. So that looks good, right? He might look a little too bulky, actually, here for a refit for this body. See that? You see that? I guess it's right. It looks a little bulky, though, because his body, when I take that off, he's not quite that bulky, is he? So, depends on what you like, though. I'm just giving you my rundown. That's not the end-all, be-all. You have to do what you think is best, what you like. Skipping bone mold, because none of that matters. We'll look at the boots and the brown robes. And the robes look fit correctly, don't they? They don't look... Yeah, they look like they're fit pretty well. There's the chef's tunic. Again, you notice the broken legs, though. This is not a good thing. Skipping that. No broken legs there. That's nice. What boots are we wearing? Yeah, these are just like the tavern boots. They've changed those, though. I don't know why they changed them to look that way. They look kind of weird. But nonetheless, it works for a lot of this clothing you'll see here. Now, a lot of this looks like it's refit correctly. Just because we have some stuff that's broken, I don't want to, put down everything just because some things are broken. Probably should get those things fixed. We got a little clipping there, down there towards the ankle. Nothing too serious. Then you have some college boots, which look okay. More college boots. Some college robes. They look like they're fit okay. Tough boots. Yeah, that looks okay. Cultist, that's going to be Dragonborn, so that's probably not going to be worth looking at. Okay, so that's alright. I never really liked those anyway. That looks okay. I don't see anything broken there. That's good. Daedric should be okay. Yep, that looks alright. Of course, now we're trying the whole outfit on. If you take the gauntlets and the boots off, nope, nothing's broken. That's good. Okay. So we're going to skip the Dawnguard stuff. That's part of the DLC. We're going to look at the Dragon Plate. That looks fine. Again, this shouldn't be a big deal. It's just made to fit that body. It's unfortunate that a few items were kind of busted. But most of this is looking good. Yeah, most of this is looking nice. That looks a little... It looks good, maybe a little bulky for this body, but looks good. Oh, I hit the wrong thing. Yeah, my helmets, I'm going to have invisible helmets, because they really don't matter for this show. I should probably turn that off for future shows, though. I just forgot. But here, you can tell this is definitely less bulky than what we were previously looking at. The gilded, the light, Yeah, these look fine. The embellished robes. We must be embellished. Embellish us. Woo. The embroidered garment. I'm embroidered. Wow. Did they leave him? I think they left him a big butt there, didn't they? Look at that. Like, woo, we got some junk in the trunk. I mean, that just looks too big for his body, doesn't it? I mean, look how small he is, and then look how big this is in the back. It's so funny. That is like way too big. Okay, so maybe they missed one. You know, it's not really that big a deal. It just strikes me as funny, that's all. I get a good laugh out of it, so. And this is okay. This is alright. So we see the glass armor. Okay, that looks good. Green robes, gray robes, they're about the same. The graybeard stuff, let's take the gauntlets off. Okay, so the graybeard stuff looks okay. Here we're getting into the Thieves Guild stuff. That looks alright. Good old hide. Now here, he looks a little thin for this armor, doesn't he? Look at that. See the space? The gapping? I don't know. It looks a little thin for this armor. And I thought I saw an odd glow. Wait. Oh, it broke his neck. Do you see that? Oh, it did. It broke his neck. Right there. His head is disjointed. Okay, hold on a second. Let's take that armor off. Yeah, that armor is not fitted properly to his body. It broke his neck. So the hide armor, that's why I was saying it didn't look quite right. So it's not fitted correctly to his body. Okay. Alright, well, that's something to note. So, what happens if we take off the boots and the bracers? Yeah, his wrists are broken. I can't tell for sure about his ankles. So, alright, so that's not exactly right. That the hide is not fitted correctly. The Imperial looks pretty good. That looks alright. The iron armor looks okay. Okay, that's alright. It's really not a big deal for that anyway. Oh, they broke his neck again with this leather armor. I don't know if you can see that as well as I can. Let me move up. You can see where his neck is broken there. So the leather armor isn't exactly right either. It's closer than the hide, but it's broken. It breaks his neck. And you can't tell it in the front, so they may not have been looking at the back when they were doing some of this. And it may just be an oversight and they just missed the fact that they had broken the neck there. So, yeah, this armor isn't totally fitted correctly. But that's life. It's just a mistake. I bet it's just a mistake where they weren't looking at the back of him when they were doing this. Something simple like that. Yeah, because everything else looks alright. It's just that they broke the neck. Okay. Of course, clothing. This looks okay. Nightingale. That looks fine. Noble clothes. We must be noble. I don't know. That looks fine, though. I just not very impressed with some of the clothing in the game, so that looks good. I think that's fine. You know, the thing with this is, even if you were broken, you wouldn't necessarily notice it. Because this outfit really covers you well. So, more forgiving, I will say. The orcish armor looks good. Okay. Pardon me. The Sijic looks good. The red robes. Ooh, red robe. Makes me think of red rum. Red rum. Okay, so there's some clothing again that looks okay. I guess that's okay. There's the scaled. The scaled armor looks pretty good. As good as it ever looks, right? This is the horn armor. Not much difference. Oh wait, this is DLC. Forget that. That's DLC. Let's move on. Let's look at the steel armor. We'll look at the cuffed boots and the Nordic gauntlets. There we go. So that looks pretty good. I think that's fitted okay. You know, near as I can tell. It's a steel plate. That looks good. When you have something that gives you complete coverage, it's easier, I'm sure. The storm cloaks. Looks fine. A little clipping there on the shoulder. I'm not sure if that's a big deal or not. Just something to be aware of. Here's studded armor. Now the studded armor, it looks like it does not break. Let's take these off. It looks like it does not break the neck. So the studded looks pretty good. Alright. Tavern clothes. Yeah, not any big deal, right? Galvani robes. Temple priest. Yeah, not quite as big and fluffy in this version. Thalmor. Looks good. Yep, looks good. Okay. Here's the Thief Brown armor. Seems fine. And then this is the dark. I think we saw this already. And then the gray is one that's a little different, so it's good to show that. Okay. So now, the vampire stuff, some of this comes from the Dawn Guard. So I'm not sure how much that's going to matter to us. But I'm going to show them to you anyway, just in case. Because some of these had to be in the base game. Because we had vampires before the Dawn Guard, right? So maybe all of these were in the base game. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that. Just to be fair. Regardless, they look okay. So I think the body works okay with these. I don't see any severe troubles. Let's take the boots and gloves off. I don't see any breakage. So overall, I'd say it still works out. And then the wolf armor and gloves and everything looks fine. Okay. So that's everything for the Talos-based body. We did find some errors with some of the refit, some of the armor replacer, and clothing replacers we did find some issues with. So I would ask the modder to try to fix those things before I would use this. However, you can still use it. I mean, I didn't see that it crashed the game or anything, but it does have some errors in it. So you may not appreciate that, and that's fine. I get that. Overall, it's a decent looking body. It's just a different style. I'm used to seeing that more Hulk, Schwarzenegger style musculature body, you know, muscly body. And this is less so of that, but it's still a good fit, still a good fit athletic body. So, again, nothing wrong with that. It's going to depend on what you like. I just don't like the breaks and some of the problems with some of the armors. The body itself seems mainly okay. The wrists look a little squished, but then again, if I look at my wrists are thinner than the rest of my arm. So, alright, so let's hop out and take a quick look at the mod again. Alright, so this has been the Talos Blessed Male Body Replacer. I did put it down here because it's an all-in-one, and it does the body, it has the textures, it has the refit. I just put it down here in my body mod. There's not going to be anything below this that's going to override it. And I turned my other texture off, just to show you that texture is off. So this was just the Talos Blessed Male Body Replacer that we're looking at. And it has the vanilla clothing and armor refit in it. We did see a few issues, so just be aware of that. Probably nothing that's going to crash your game, but it depends on what you like and how you feel about that. I don't see any other clothing replacers for this or armor replacers for this. There are a couple of mods that do the cow pajamas for this, but other than that, that's it. So, well, thank you for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day, and I will catch you later. So I want to acknowledge these people who donate to the channel, who support the channel. They put their money where their mouth is, and I really do appreciate that. So thank you to these folks, and thank you to everyone for watching and supporting the channel.
This has been an OwwThatSmarts production.
Ooh.